Hey guys, sorry about that. I don't know what was going on. I really don't. It irritates me so freaking bad because here I am. You know what it is? It's because I hate Apple products. You see this right here? Remember how I was having so many audio issues? It's because this right here does not allow me to disconnect this from the computer. So every time I go live, either on Google phone or on YouTube, it connects this. And even when I disconnect it, it screws with the entire system. I hate MacBook products. I hate Apple products. Just another one of the reasons why I hate them so much. So I can't ever use my live feature on my computer because my phone will override my computer no matter how many times I try to reset the settings. I have gone to Apple support to try to remove it from ever being able to do that. And there's no good reason for it. And there's no solution that I can find. And it doesn't seem like Apple support has really addressed the issue, although I see everybody complaining about it. Everybody that does this. I don't know how to delete it. If you know how to do it, it's my Apple mic. I don't know. I want to delete my Apple mic. My iPhone mic will override my computer mic. And even though I have not set it, I can't find it to delete it off my system. Hey, truth be told, it's nice to see you. So that's kind of where we're at. And so I'm really, really sorry for any, I went ahead and deleted that live. I realized I had no audio, but it's because I'm on Apple products. Once again, it comes down to me having Apple products that's causing me just grief in my life. I hate Apple. I really do. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I wish I would have never done this. But here we are. Anyways. Today is literally going to take all my patience in the world to get through. I don't even know if I'm going to go to church today. I am so angry. I am so angry today. I really don't even know if I'm going to go to church. That's how upset I am. And everybody says, well, that's when you need to go to church the most. But you know what? This morning has been a really, really rough morning. And personally, it has nothing to do with YouTube, because I know if I say something, they're going to try to make it into a YouTube thing. I have a personal life, and trust me, YouTube, I could give two shits about. So there is that. But this morning's just been a very rocky morning, just to say the least. So then I get out here and I see everybody and their mother bitching and moaning and groaning about these cease and desist, and I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't know who these people think they are. I don't know who they think that they can just go out there and injure this man and keep talking crap about him. And oh, by the way, we can make money off your kid for the clicks and the views we get, but let's bash the real father that named the kid for even having a YouTube channel. I'm over it. You guys are heathens. You guys are idiots. And the people that are supporting this nonsense, there's no words. Today is a Sunday. Like the humanity on these streets is appalling to me. It's just appalling. This man has every right to stop the nonsense going on. And quite frankly, these people haven't been advocating for his son. They've been bashing him nonstop, saying stuff like this man, he was messing around with her when she was younger. There's no supporting evidence of that. Manufactured evidence isn't evidence. And if you think a family court is going to be releasing some information to us, you've got something going on with your brain. If anybody's seeing a signed document or anything like that, I don't know. I don't know where they got it. I don't know if it's manufactured. I really don't give a rat's ass. What does that have to do with a missing boy? Or the fact his father has nothing to do with it. But let's beat the only innocent man up. Why the freaking distraction? Why? Why the distraction? Why is everybody focused on Seth? It seems pretty strategic to me. And you idiots are allowing Chris and Katie to walk and hold their head up high? Have you lost your ever-loving mind here on these streets? Have you? Michelle After Dark, I'm asking you too. All you assholes with these big-ass platforms dogging this man. How freaking professional. That man has every right to do it. He's not wanting people to stop. I haven't received a cease and desist letter. There are literally thousands of people on these streets covering this case that aren't receiving cease and desist letters. None of us are. But we're talking about a boy, a 15-year-old boy. We're talking about bringing him home, and we're talking about the people that may be responsible for it, not these wedge issues and these distractions and red herrings that everybody's just lapping up because it's drama. Well, baby, I can do drama. I can do a whole lot of it. This is nonsense. These cease and desist letters were absolutely, in my opinion, appropriate. Did I have anything to do with them? No, I did not. And anybody saying that, and I would ask them to show their receipts because there are none. I have nothing to do with these cease and desist letters. Do I absolutely support them? You damn right. What I've seen on these streets is appalling and disgusting. And if you want somebody crazy and raging and shit, hey, I got that. I coined it. I'm sick and tired of thinking because you have a large channel that you can treat somebody like pure shit. And I believe Michelle After Dark is like running live right now because I was in her thing and I was listening to it. I was getting hot. I'm so sick of her mouth talking at this point. I thought she was a professional. I thought she was a professional. Why is she focused on Seth? Why isn't she focused on the Proudfoots? She's such a professional. It seems like she's getting into the game. Our professionals are starting to become part of the problem here on these streets. Seth is not the focus of this investigation for all you idiots, if you haven't noticed. He's not the one being contacted by law enforcement. He's not the one really answering a whole lot of questions. He's the one that was on camera at work. He was the one that publicly passed a polygraph test. If anybody's focusing on Seth at this point, you guys are idiots. And I'm going to stand on my platform and I don't care. Unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. You guys are idiots. And anybody listening to this nonsense and this horse shit here on these streets what do you want me to call you? Because I'm running out of nice words to use. I've been here week after week on Sundays preaching and testifying this man does not deserve this. I go into church every Sunday praying for this man and the safe return of his son. And we've got idiots on here that would prefer watching nonsense and drama and supporting somebody hurting a father of a missing boy. And, oh, well, we're on our pedestal. We're behind these screens. What difference does it make who we hurt? Who cares what our words say, right? Let me go put on my dress and go into church today and pray. And then as soon as I get out, let me use that snake tongue. That snake tongue to hurt somebody, an innocent father missing his son. I pray to God, all these people hurting this man never have to endure what he is going through. But you know what? There's a piece of me that does. And I have to be honest with you. There's a piece of me that wishes that every single one of these people that are hurting this man got to feel his pain. That's why I'm struggling on whether to go to church today, because that almost means that I would be praying for that instead of Sebastian, where my prayers need to be. I'm very upset. These cease and desist letters were absolutely necessary. Each and every one of you watched what these people were doing to Seth. And then to support the channels that are bashing him for doing this is equally problematic for me. And I'm getting really sick and tired of channels that I relied on for truth being part of the problem right now. I am doing my thing. Believe that. This is doing my thing. Because this is getting serious. This man is struggling. He's in pain. He's on the phone with his pastor almost daily, trying to keep his head above water. And these animals out here don't give a shit. All they care about is making noise and having, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me. Look at what I got. Look how I pushed this man to his practically breaking point. Look at my reward, guys. Come over here. Can you believe what he did? I pushed him and pushed him and pushed him, and then he sent me a cease and desist letter. And oh my God, he doesn't want us looking for his son no more. He doesn't want us looking for his son no more. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of Seth. I'm a victim of Seth. I'm a victim of Tony. I'm a victim of Tony. Oh, Bullhorn Betty spoke to them? Oh, let's throw her. She must be behind it all. Idiots. 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 They don't make a button loud enough for you in the back. I'm tired of it. I've been trying to stay focused on Sebastian. I've been giving you guys a lot of content daily. I've been listening to what you guys, your opinions and viewpoints and everything else are. I've been trying to bring my audience stuff here. You know, you guys write me stuff. If it's interesting to you, it's interesting to other people in our chat. So I make sure that I can do 4 or 5 videos or lives a day with special new content about this story that drives the narrative of finding the truth. I don't get into the drama, but I do get into helping families. And sometimes when you help families, you get into the drama. I don't like the drama. As you guys see, you can go through oodles and oodles, 90 days worth of videos where Bullhorn Betty is actually doing her best to stay out of the drama. I can promise everybody here, there's one thing about me. I don't like being involved, but I can promise you when I get involved, nobody likes Bullhorn Betty, not even Bullhorn Betty. I just want to make myself very, very, very clear. This is a crap show because of a few bad actors that has created this over hurt feelings. And quite frankly, every last one of the crap starters, the originals, need to be sued out their ass for what they did to this man. And as a matter of fact, I almost want to set up a fund account to support his legal expenses to go after these hyenas. And nobody can stop me, because what are you going to do? Tell me I can't raise money for him? Tell me I can't send him that money? You can't do. You might want to go over there and beat him up about that, but come over here and beat me up about it. I will raise the shit out of some money and send it to him. Watch me work. Every time you animals try to sit there and hurt somebody, we rise and you pad our pockets even more. Because I guarantee that nonsense you did with Sonia, those lies you peddled, we've been pushing the hell out of some damn shirts. You know why? Because we will not back down and we don't let bullies control who we are and what we do. And that's what these people are. They are bullies. They have been bullying Seth because he will not give them the time of day, and they got their freaking feelings hurt. Wah, wah, wah. Go back to your mommy and suck on her titty for a little bit. Wah. All you whiny bitches out there, wah, wah, wah. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. You sullied that 15-year-old boy's name by beating up his father, so now you lost your right for talking about it, and I hope you keep going. Because some of you guys just need to be taught a valuable lesson. It's enough. And I will tell you, we will start doing fundraisers. I will do it on the Bullhorn Betty channel, and anybody that wants to complain and wants to drive a narrative can go ahead and drive the damn narrative. I don't give a rat's ass. We'll still raise the goal. We will still raise the goal. I will make sure that man has a lawyer if he wants one, a good one. I didn't even raise money for my own lawsuit, and there's a reason for it. But I have no problem raising legal expenses for somebody else. None. I have a huge following that supports Seth on TikTok. Massive. Massive. Believe me when I say we will raise money. So I'm done. All these animals need to leave the man alone. If you want to bash him, do it like me in the commentary, not going after him, not saying lies. I don't say lies about Katie and Chris. Everything that comes out of this show is the truth. They may not like to admit it, but we don't lie or manufacture or make up crap about Chris and Katie. It's all legitimate shit that can be verified. The crap that they're peddling about Seth cannot. Big difference. Big difference. And for those that don't like me yelling into my screen, my own screen on my own channel, there is a volume control button on yours. I do not want to hear any more people talking about the volume. If you say anything in my chat, my comments, or anything else about my loudness, my volume, or anything like that, I will block you. And I want to make sure it's very clear. It is a privilege to be in my chat, not a right. I do control my chat and I do control my channel. And here's the difference, because I don't care about the clicks and the views. I care about the army I'm building. Is that the real Seth? I don't know, because one of my mods checked. Is that Seth? Seth, that's you. Hi. I'm going off. As you can see, I'm going off. I just wanted to make sure we didn't have an impersonator. If that's you, I'll mod you just so I know it's you. Can one of my mods let me know if that's real Seth? If it is, I'll mod him so we know it's him when he comes in. Yeah, we support you, Seth. There's no doubt about that. So I'm sorry, but I just wish they would. And in all fairness, I meant what I said. I will raise the damn money. If they're giving you grief, I don't really care. They gave me grief for 3 years. If they gave me 3 years more of grief, it's no skin off my butt. It really isn't. There's no skin off my butt if they drag me for another 3 years. We survived this last 3 years. We'll survive another 3 years. You know, that's the difference. We come from a place of love. I'll have to see. Did you? I don't know. Well, if it is you, I'll check with you to find out if it is you. Personally, I'll reach out and see if that actually. Let me just check now. But if it is, then I'll just go ahead and mod you. But I was just. I don't write that. But I was just. I'm upset. I think what you're doing is great. I really do. I think the cease and I'm trying to verify whether it's Seth in the chat or not. I don't know if it is or not. But if it is, I do agree with all of the cease and desist stuff that you do. But I also think that because of one of the bad actors thinking he knows something, he's going to poison the other ones, and they're just going to keep on going. So I know that there is probably going to have to. So I think they're great. Okay, so I'm gonna mod. There you. Oh, I want to let me mod you on this side. It might make me mod you on this side. Hold on a second. Let me go into my chat on this side. YouTube is so damn finicky. It's not even funny. It never wants me to do it. I was pissed this morning. Like I was already having a bad morning come listening to this nonsense on these channels. And I'm like, and it got me so, and then I go live and I'm muted. I'm muted because my cell phone took over. There we go. My cell phone took over and muted me, and nobody could hear me. And I have a lot to say this morning because I'm getting really freaking hot under the collar about all these damn things, including, Michelle after dark used to be good. Maybe she's just too far connected and she's too across the sea. Maybe she's just not paying attention to what's really going on. So I figured I'd just call her out a little bit. Maybe she'll start paying attention to some real content with real facts in it besides the horse shit she's been plugging into. I don't know. BHB check messages. Which messages? When you say messages, are you saying text messages in the chat? Hold on. Yeah, I see that. That can stay if that's what you're asking. It is. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'd like to know what police really believe happened to Sebastian. I can tell you, Mike, nobody knows. Parents don't know. We don't know. The only people that know what law enforcement believes happened to Sebastian is law enforcement. They are absolutely not allowing that information to be known. I mean, if they wanted that information to be known, literally when they scaled back the searches and moved it over into the investigative phase at about day 8, they would have told us their thoughts at that moment, what they're thinking happened. But no, they've been very cautious with their words at those beginning. But moreover, like now, they've just cut off all communication. Like there is no public relations in this area. They're not even giving us word salad. Like they ain't giving us nothing. They're giving us squat. And I don't know. Sometimes if they bring it home, like I said, if they bring something home, if they bring him home, if they bring some evidence home, if they bring this case home, at the end of the day, if all of this silence would have been worth it, right? But if we get dead silence and then nothing, that's enough to really get under some people's skin, and it's enough to get under somebody's skin like mine. I'm just saying. So it's like I hope they've got something, but they keep saying they've got nothing. That's what they keep telling Nick Barris. But you know what? Law enforcement doesn't have to tell us anything, right? We didn't even know that there was DNA at the scene of the Idaho 4 until there was silver bracelets around the wrist of Brian Koberger. We were like, what? Brian who? What? Left field. I knew it would be a left field person. I knew it would be. As soon as I stepped on that ground, I'm like, there's no way any of these kids did this. I looked at that house. I looked at what it would take to get in that house. I remember looking at Olivia and saying, nope, we're looking at the wrong people. I mean, literally instantaneous. I looked at that house and I looked over at Olivia. I said, none of these kids did this. She's like, you're serious? I'm like, yep, none of these kids did this. And we started looking, and then we were at that coffee shop and I saw Wazoo across the street, and I just hightail it across the street and start thinking, is it possible? Yeah. Guess where we are? Brian Koberger went to Wazoo. So the possibility was a probability. Interesting. We are. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. The bottom line is these cease and desist letters were absolutely necessary. We watched the horse shit coming out of these channels. We watched it. You cannot tell me that was avocation for a 15-year-old autistic boy. Avocation. Throwing up smears from a court record that were clearly in a divorce. I don't know. I thought my divorce was really easy. Like Vince and I argued like literally about nothing. You know what we put on there? We put in unreconcilable differences or something like that. I can't remember what we put. He signed his paper. I signed my paper. The only reason why we weren't divorced in 6 months is because of COVID. It ended up dragging my divorce out 2 years. Like, we argued over nothing. I gave him a camper. He took a pickup. I kept a pickup. I kept the house I purchased. I kept my car. Dude. Bye. We're still friends. I still talk to him. I still do his taxes. Bye. We're done. So I don't understand why, if there was things in a court record that were like, if Vince really wanted to try to fight me, and I told him, because he was like, well, I need money. And when I started hitting around the house, I'm like, look, we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. I looked at him just like that. We can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way, but you're not getting the house. I'm just letting you know we're not selling the house. I'm not giving you the cash from the house. It ain't happening. Okay. So figure it out, But, in all fairness, if he made me fight him for the house, think about it. Can you imagine if we had kids and I needed support or whatever? Can you imagine what would be in those divorce papers as opposed to what's in them right now? I would have talked about every horrible thing that man said to me, did to me, or I thought or envisioned he was really saying behind my back. Okay, it would look like we were living in the Twilight Zone if I needed to protect my house. Okay, he would have been a freaking monster, the worst man in the whole freaking world, and he is horrible, and he doesn't deserve a damn thing, Your Honor. Right? You guys know I'd have dragged him. Mess with my house. Mess with my money. I'm dragging you. I didn't need to drag my husband. He's okay, buddy. Keep that. All right. We went out for pizza and a cocktail after our divorce. I don't think the people knew what to expect. We walked into the bar and they're like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, well, we're freshly divorced. We're here to celebrate. I got to be honest with you. The funnier part about it was there was another couple that just left the same courthouse and they were doing the same thing. So we're like, hey, cheers, guys. Great day. Cheers. It was nice to see you. Don't know you, but I'm sure you're about as happy as we are. Hey, honey, are you happy? Oh, yeah, I'm happy. Cheers. Okay. I did post it. I got receipts. It's posted somewhere. I don't know. Did I post it on here? I think I posted it on Facebook or in my community post. It was from, when did I get divorced? 2022? I can't remember when my divorce was final. I remember I left him like in 2020 or 2021. And I think it was 2019. I can't remember. My years are starting to just run together. But I know I was away from him for 2 years before my divorce was final. And like now it's been like another year, another 2 years. I don't know. 2022. So it's been 2 years since the divorce. So it was before. So 2020. Okay. That makes sense. So 2020, we split or we filed for divorce. And then 2022 it was finalized. And then now it's 2024. And I can't even remember when I filed it. I think it was like in May or something, or maybe June. I don't remember. I'm glad that you call her out. I don't get why she thinks KP has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. People don't just vanish. Yeah, I'm tired of it, And not only that, but I highly respected Michelle Michelle. She can use my stuff. I've never struck her or anything like that. It was crazy because I think she's scared that I'm going to strike her channel. I don't strike people. That was something made up by a bunch of hate channels because they were doing terrible things and I had no other recourse but to take the only recourse I had at the time. Now I'm a little smarter. I'm over playing these little games on YouTube. If it gets bad enough, I'm just going to file suit against you. And if people want to tag me for that, oh, well, don't fuck with me. You won't get sued. It's pretty simple, right? You come messing with my channel. You come messing with me. You do things that are unlawful. I'm going to sue you. I protect my channel. I protect my reputation. If people have a problem with that, that's your problem to have, not mine. So you can drag that across social media all the way home. Let the message ring loud and clear. Let it ring loud and clear. So it is what it is. Katie is the main suspect to me. Yes. Let's just go over some of the information that we have here. And we started going over it yesterday because I've been going back through this case quite a bit. And I got I can only go through so much because I got my cell phone here, and we can actually go through a lot now because when I was on my phone last night, I couldn't go through the images. So the way this entire case has gone is I have been, on TikTok as well as here, and a lot of my stuff came from TikTok where I was using green screens behind me, kind of like what we got behind me right now. And I just like the way it does it because whenever I have to do my recording and editing, I have to do overlays and I have to use an editing software. And if anybody knows anything about overlays and editing software, it's just a pain in the ass. Okay. It really is it's a long drawn out process. It's a simple process, just a time consuming process, but it takes too much time. So I find going into TikTok and running a live and doing my green screens behind me in a live format has worked really well. It's helped me cut out a lot of my editing and overlaying that I've had to do in previous videos. So I'm able to produce more videos in less amount of time, right? So that's the key of why I'm doing that. Well, I forgot where I was going with this, but the photos, but I've been able to produce a lot of videos, and I can't remember where I was going with it. I got on a tangent, and I'm a little hot under the collar, and I'm tired. But we've been really trying to focus on Sebastian and Sebastian alone, and all these other people have been doing everything that they should not be doing out here on these streets and bashing this father. That wasn't where I was going with this, but I was going to the fact that I have all these videos. Oh, I remember where I was going with it. So I have all of these pictures in order because of all the videos that I was doing and producing and the green screens I was producing and having them behind me as I'm talking about these topics and these text messages and everything that I've been seeing for these array of videos that I've been preparing. Well, that means that every single one of my photos are in order of the way I talked about it. And that means that they're in order as the news was breaking during those times. Every single one of my photos in my roll are in there in an order of how things were breaking in this case. So I've been going back through my actual picture roll, and I've been going through it and making notes of everything that I read because I forgot so much at the beginning. And there's a lot of stuff, and this happens quite frequently where we know information at the beginning, but because it's not talked about or widely talked about, or it settles an issue that will give clicks and views for a week. So the information is actually stifled in an effort here on these streets. It does happen. I've been watching it. Trust me. I'm telling you what I have seen unfold during this case. I'm very analytical. I put the pieces together. I can see the strategy used and deployed. I know it. I know it. Just saying. So going back to the very beginning and looking at all the lies and inconsistencies with their statements, I think there's several key factors that were red flags at the very beginning. And one of those is the fact that Chris and Katie were adamant, absolutely adamant that they all, Chris, Katie, and Seth, fully cooperated, were totally cleared, and had all passed a lie detector test. I noticed very up front, especially after the Nancy Grace interview, I started noticing this thing where Chris was always wanting to include him with the results of Seth and Katie, and not singular. He seemed like he was the third, and that's what made me gravitate toward him as the prime culprit that could have done this in the beginning. But as we're working through the information, we're finding out that it does appear that Chris was at work at the time that, or at least a significant distance away from his house at the time that these events allegedly happened. So it made us start looking at Katie, because I think at first nobody wants to believe a mom can hurt their child at all. So we are not wanting to consider that. What changed that for me is learning about her child abuse. There's just something about childhood trauma that really does trigger things in adults. I don't have that experience of child trauma. I have my own child traumas. And I know how that those, which pale in comparison to what Katie has gone through. But I know what those childhood traumas had done to me, and where those childhood traumas had taken me in my life before I'm where I'm at today. And those were, again, those childhood traumas for me pale in comparison to the childhood traumas that Katie has. So when I finally learned about that childhood trauma, I had to change my my thoughts about Katie. I had to apply these traumas in her life and re-look to see what those traumas could and would do to a person. I have some experience for some traumas, but not that type of trauma. So then you have to do some digging, and there are things that can happen to a female like that psychologically as a result. We know that she didn't seem like, I don't want to say she wasn't a good mom. I don't know what kind of mom she was, because I wasn't, I obviously do not know her. But I feel like she cared for her son, but I felt like Chris and his unnurturing self, I think, just beat her up because of Sebastian's inadequacies. And I think that he constantly pointed those out, and he constantly wanted Sebastian to feel bad about himself for not being able to. I think he put him under so much stress for not being what he thought a boy should be. I mean, I don't like Chris. It has nothing to do with whether or not I think he had anything to do with Sebastian or not. I don't like Chris because I don't like men like Chris. I like macho men. Don't get me wrong. I don't like men like Chris. Being a macho man's not a dick. It's knowing when to have kitten gloves and knowing when to put the boxing gloves on. And that man does not know the difference. I don't like him. I don't like his behavior. I don't like who he is as a person. When I hear him open his mouth, I cringe. I don't like the man. Does that mean he hurt any kid? No. Because we don't like him doesn't make him a sus. What makes him a sus is his behavior in and around the time that Sebastian went missing, because he wasn't acting normally. Not because he's a dick. Not because he's rude. Not because I don't like him. It's because of his own behavior. Don't be a dickosaurus. Is Realstream in here? Realstream, get out. You have no business, literally no earthly business being here. We don't like each other. I don't go into your chat. You get the fuck out of mine. There's literally no good reason for you to be here. And since you can't control your own self, I'll control you. I just shut your mouth. Now you can wait 20 minutes and go and get another account and come back in here and be a jerk. We have a zero tolerance policy. If you don't like it, leave. But you know what the problem is? They don't leave. They just keep coming because they're idiots. But Realstream, you have like one of the worst reputations here on the streets. All your information is bunk. You think you know what you're talking about, and you don't. Your research sucks. You know why nobody pays attention to you? You know why I didn't even hardly recognize your name? Because you're literally no one that makes no difference in this world. If your channel went away tomorrow, nobody would even notice. That's really sad. If my channels went away tomorrow, the whole world would flip upside down. Believe that. Big difference. Just saying. You know what the difference is? I worked for it. Just saying. Even CPS sister was treating bad Sebastian and the whole family, I think, talked crap about that boy in front of us. When I heard Terry Bowersox and his comment, he's trying to advocate, he's my my step grandson, and we seen him as much as the kids would bring him around, and his attention span were about as long as how many squirrels were in the room. I have never in my life heard a grandparent speak like that about any of their grandchildren, even their step grandchildren. That was the first taste of reality for me, that this whole entire family was treating this child poorly. And maybe they weren't abusing him physically, but that's verbal to me. They think he can't hear that. They think he doesn't feel that. None of them really loved him. The only place he apparently felt safe was at his dad's house. I never heard Katie talk about parks. I never, when I talked to Seth about on that interview about the, where would Sebastian's places to be, he just boop, 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 boop. They just rolled off his tongue. You can't even get Katie to say something nice. I didn't even think she took the boy to the park. She seems like she stays in the house and leaves him in the house, and and drags her son out when she needs to drag her son out. I don't know. I feel so different now, and the unknown I have to keep in check because of my poor opinion of both Katie and Chris. My imagination could really run wild with what they could and could have done to that boy. Was he in the garage? What did they do for punishment? We know Chris has talked about hitting him with a belt, but what is their normal punishment? I don't even think we've even asked them, what is their normal disciplinary methods? How do they discipline Sebastian? How do they handle him when he's having a meltdown or an episode? We've got a lot of questions that we should have answers to this late in the game that we just don't, as social media. And I have to be honest with you. I think it's because of the distractions of everybody trying to point the finger at Seth. We've lost focus and lost our way. I see more and more people coming back over, starting to start redirecting some of their focus back on Sebastian. I'm starting to see a shift, but it's not quick enough. And I've got yahoos and buffoons that I used to highly respect on here that have completely lost their way. Completely. I have never in my life seen people be so nasty to a man that has done everything that we've asked. He's given us a polygraph. He's been out there searching. He's been sleeping in his car. He's been the only one showing emotion for this child. The only one publicly showing emotion for this child, because he truly is grieving his child's disappearance. All right, you're a pocket troll. Well, where's the teacup trolls? Okay, I want the teacup trolls. Okay, then I could just blow them instead of popping them. Starlight needs to change her name and say Starlight Pocket Troll. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll send her. Let me just send Terry a text right now so she has my phone so she can get a hold. I'm a little flexible unless I'm online. And when I'm online, I don't answer my phone. Well, my phone doesn't even ring. When I'm online, my phone, it's like, unless you're my mods and you're and literally you guys should see it behind the scenes. Like if I'm muted, I get not only text messages but mod chats. Like something's like they got it rigged. So if my messages are turned off, something's popping up in front of my face. Like I get. That's why when I say it's so funny because I'm like, guys, I got it, because they have to send it like 1,000 different ways to me, hoping that I see it. Because one thing might be turned off and I might not have something else turned off. So they never know how to get a hold of me during the show. Let me find Terry Lynn right now. I'm pretty sure I saved her. I hope I saved her. I did. Okay, so we're here. Let me say, this is Betty. Oh, she has my number. She's been texting me. That's right. She texted me Thursday for her search. She's been texting me. She's been sending me texts. So she's got my number because she just sent me one a Thursday at 6:45 because I don't know when she searches. So when she searches, she sends them to me and then I post them on my community page so everybody can go over there if they want to watch her search and stuff like that and support her search efforts. I got to tell you, having people with you when you're searching and even though you don't think you're helping, you really are helping the searchers just by keeping them company and keeping them talking. And it also keeps the searcher at ease as well because they know if something happens to them, there's somebody that can at least try to get some aid or something to them. So I really applaud her for being out there. I'm going to be leaving here today, Sunday. Oh, my mom should be back home today. I will be leaving here. It's probably not going to be next week. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of here next week. I might be able to leave. I really should leave on the 17th, honestly. Because I got to be back here. The problem is I got to leave. I got to be back here because I'm going I'm going to be gone for a week in July. So I'll be gone from like the 8th to the 13th. So I've got to be back here. So I've got to leave. I got to leave by Monday. So I'll either leave at the end of this week or the beginning of next week. Nina has posted a few pictures on Facebook of dessert saying, "Good morning, my love. Good morning." It's only for the summer, sis. I don't know who you're talking to. So I'll hopefully I'll have to go back and leave the Kendra. Sit down with them separately and tell them how you love them. That will follow them forever. I think it's possible Sebastian was still in the house when Ellie was there, like with Letitia Stout. It's possible. It's possible. I don't know. It's just weird for me because there were weird behaviors of Katie the night before, right about the 9:43 mark. Things started happening in that house, it appears, around that, according to what well, I guess he didn't say in the house. He said on the phone, she called him at 9:43 and it was a significant call, yada, yada, yada. But obviously something was going on. We have the light phenomenon out the back door near Katie's house or Katie's room. You've got the fact that the neighbors had said something. I can't remember. Oh, here's another one. CP refusing to answer when he last saw Sebastian. He refused to answer and said it could cause problems in the investigation. I can't figure that out. I still haven't been able to figure that up. This is weird. Lights go off at 9 p.m. But also somebody had indicated that they came back on or something. I'm still confused. Nobody's really satisfied me, or maybe you guys can send it to me. But somebody had said that the lights had come back on in the room at 11:30 that night. If somebody can send me the clip or the screenshot of who said that, I'd like to check that out. People started noticing the scratches on CP's arm, which is the other reason why we started focusing on him. But my focus is off of him. I still think he's muscle, but there's something that happened in this house. We have identified based upon Chris and Katie. Chris and Katie keep saying over and over and over and over again, there's no way their child would walk out the door. They have literally told us that this is uncommon. This never happens. He always wears his shoes. So explain to me, if this is so uncommon and they don't believe in their heart of hearts that he would have done this willingly, then why aren't they entertaining abduction? They refuse to entertain the abduction theory, the only other theory that would release some of the noose from their necks. And they're adamant that there is no abduction, that this boy just walked out of this house without shoes and all black in the cold. He hates dirt, but hey, he's just about to go rolling. And oh, by the way, he's got a grass allergy. It doesn't make sense. And then when you look at what happened in and around there, we got all this shit right there on that couch. They made a phone call for 3 hours while she's falling asleep on the couch. And she has to be to bed at midnight and obviously asleep. She was asleep, obviously, at midnight. Bed, midnight, bed, midnight, bed, midnight. Sleeping on the couch, bed, midnight. It's too convenient. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make logical sense. Normal people aren't calling their husbands while falling asleep, while studying, snoring on the phone, and their husband screaming into the phone 2 hours later after sitting there on the phone with you while you're snoring in the phone, and then decides to scream through the phone to wake you up. How in the world does that make sense to a normal person? We looked at a picture. Crime Stories Obsessed sent me a photo. It's not blocking the door. I don't think it blocks the door. I don't think it blocks the door at all. It sits away from the door. Let me take the background off. You guys can handle the truth. Yeah. You guys see that? No, it goes into the blur. I just don't want you guys seeing me in bed all the time. But that's okay. There it is. See? So there's a door there. French doors that go out the back. That's the back patio. This is where I think the light sources were from. Going out that way. Me personally. Oops. Sorry. Maybe I should have put that on Do Not Disturb. Not trying to dox people. Cognizant whenever you guys send me stuff. If you guys see me online, you might want to hold off because I never know when I'm going to throw something up there. And so this one kind of shows you. See? So I don't know if the door's actually blocked. Now this is old MLS photos. But I don't know if the door is blocked. I don't know if it's blocked. There is a couch in front of a door, but it's like any other door. We've all had doors like that. I remember coming in, we have the house I grew up in had a huge wall of doors. And there was like, they were French doors that opened up, but the couch and everything, all the couches and stuff were kind of lined, but you had a huge space. People could mingle there behind the couches and go in and out of those doors. So, let me put my back screen on. Give me a second. What back screen? Oh yeah, I had that one. I don't want that one. We'll have the storm. I guess it's not the storm. It's the stars and the moon. I don't know if I like the stars and the moon. I don't want stars and the moon. I'll have to give me a background that's the storm. Arrgh! Right? Hey, Skullified. It's nice to see you. I was wondering if you can do Google Earth at the time it was supposed to happen. Actually, I think I do have a Google Earth that was already prepared because I was doing a lot of mapping. Let's see what we got here. I'm pretty sure I saved it on this computer. I'm pretty sure I did the work on the computer, not my phone, but I don't know. Let's hope I got it on this computer, not on the phone. Oh. Why are you hidden? I don't want you hidden. All right. Okay, let me share this. I can share a screen. I did some work. So let me share the screen real quick. All right. There we go. Take this off. So I already did some, and you can see kind of where, I mean, it almost makes like this square, right? It goes like this. There's Dara's. So you got dot, 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 like in this big little circle. There's Big D. There's Uncle. There's the uncle with the lots and lots of money, right? This is kind of the high school. This is the high school. This is the home. This is Dar. And I got Aunt Melissa. Okay, there she is. She's way up there. She's way out here, which is quite interesting because this is part of my Coburger route, y'all. If you guys remember, I have a Coburger route. And so this Aunt Melissa is literally partially on my Coburger route. So I'm going to be out in this area searching. Come out here. This is my Coburger route. And this goes all the way up here to where it can connect right there. Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one right there. Connect right in there and take them on. Oh, that's in the connect. Maybe it's not. Maybe that isn't my Coburger route. I have a Coburger route. I got to look at it. But there's one, unless I glossed right over it, which could be possible. I did possibly, but this looks like my Coburger route. And there's another thing that winds them back. Oh, maybe it goes back this way because I remember it being 24. But it goes outside of their house and it goes backwards. So it is in the opposite direction of Aunt Melissa's. But this is interesting to me. This right here is really interesting to me. This area right here. Because they had to have gone somewhere. But I believe that they would have went in the opposite direction of his work. I'm sorry. I'm starting to believe that there is that possibility. We have to take I have to take that all into consideration. You know, what was his state of mind? I don't know what these people's state of minds are. That's why their behaviors are so important to me, because if I can identify who they are as a person, maybe it helps give me insight on how they're thinking. And right now we've got a lot of possibilities, but I feel like there's just a piece of me that just doesn't believe anybody would risk driving so far away. That's a huge risk. Huge. I don't know. You guys are going to have to send me some of your perspectives. Send me some of your thoughts and theories on I'm trying to be delicate with this. Send me your thoughts and theories and what brought you to those thoughts and theories about how Sebastian was removed from the home. I want to see what people's perspectives are on the different thoughts and ideas that you think from all. If you guys believe that he walked out, I don't care what your theory is. I don't care what your promising theory is. I want to hear all of it. And I want you to kind of explain it to me as to why. It really helps me understand. It really does. And as you guys have known and you guys have watched on this channel, you know, I get a lot of people's perspectives and opinions, whether I agree with them or not. We go through them here on this channel, especially if it's something we haven't already covered. So we brought up a lot of different other people's thoughts and theories. So again, you know, I am welcoming of all and would like to get a good perspective. If I can get at least 20 or 30 emails with your thoughts in it, it might help direct some of the commentary on this aspect. But I need to know, because we've started talking about it and then we got away from it. And, you know, I was thinking maybe something, we were talking about Letitia Stout at that moment. I think it was the one. I think I actually have the thumbnail. You'll be able to know exactly where we had the conversation, because I'm pretty sure the thumbnail had Letitia Stout on it, because we were dovetailing the Letitia Stout and the, Gannon Stout and Sebastian Rogers. We were kind of looking at both of those cases and what were the commonalities of both of them. And especially with some of the speech that Chris and Katie have been known to say was similar in nature as to what Letitia Stout had said. So it did raise some red flags for us with their speech patterns and stuff like that, and the words that they use, you know, such as, you know, I can't wait. People are going to need to apologize to us for this. That was so Letitia. So, Letitia, and every time I hear that and hear a parent say that, I cringe because I feel like the parent is guilty. As soon as they start saying that, I feel like the parent is guilty. I'm sorry. It's just ingrained in my mind at this point. So, Seth, what do you think actually happened? I understand. I don't think Seth can really I don't know what he's willing to express, but I know one of his the concerns of his spokesperson with some of the conversations I had was to try to stop some of the drama. So I like to speculate without asking, because then it keeps everybody, above board. So, and hopefully it doesn't, it tampers down some of that. I know that it has to be really, really, really rough. Really, really, really rough. So if we need, and just to throw this out there, Seth, if you need me to start raising money, if you think it's going to be too much or bring too much attention or unwanted more attacks on you, I'll take those attacks. I don't really care about them, to be honest with you at this point. They can't do crap to me. All they can do is just they're like gnats to me at this point. They're just an irritant. So, I'll take the irritant away from you. But if you need some money, if you want to go after some of these bad actors, I'm happy to do that. I pray that God's angels will surround and protect Sebastian Wayne until he is found and returned. Perfect. Yeah, that would be. Thank you. We are praying for you, but again, the offer's out there. So if you think that you could use some resources, I'm happy to raise those resources. Just FYI, I just want this stuff to stop. I want you to be able to focus on your son. I want this to be back to your son, and I'm just really sorry. But you have a lot of people that support your son and that support you by proxy because of the support for your son. And I can tell you that my mods are great. So we just do what we can do. We just do what we can do. So thank you for being here. God bless you. But we definitely support you. We support your family any way we can as you guys search for your son. That's all we can do. Just pray and give you what we can. It's hard. It's definitely hard. Terry Ballersock Sr. was said to have been paying someone oof. I hope not, but you know what? This family is a little whacked. I'd like a mama bear. You know what? If you do have something or you've heard that and you want to send it to me anonymously or whatever, send it to Bullhorn Betty. I'd like to take just a look at that, if you don't mind. And if you trust me, then just send it to me, and I'll look at it. But I keep everybody private. So. Seth, I have a 13-year. Here's Audrey. Seth, I have a 13-year-old boy who has autism and multiple disabilities. I get you. I pray Sebastian is found and people who did this to him, that justice is served. My thoughts are with you. Yeah. Yeah. So we need you need shirts with Sebastian Strong on them. Yeah, there's been a few people, Seth, while we have you in chat, that are interested in shirts. And if you have a place to direct them so they can to get some shirts, that would be very, very good. That would be great. So I don't know. You can post if you have a way of getting them. You can post the link or the website. You're more than welcome to, or you can send it to me, and I'm happy to get those out. And again, anything we can do. And they want the shirts. They saw you guys in the Sebastian Strong shirts, and those were beautiful shirts. And if there's any way that they can get them, let us know. We definitely will. I'm happy to sponsor some shirts as well. So. All right, guys. Well, that is all I have for you. We will get some more stuff. We got church. I know I'm begrudgingly going to church, but we need to go to church. It's going to be uplifting. It's going to help us focus for the week. And we need to pray for Seth and Sebastian for Sebastian's safe return home. and just to find out what happened. I hope that we can pray that Seth gets at least clarity or at least some answers. Sometimes, even when we were out there with Jennifer Santinello, we weren't able to find her daughter, but we were able to find somebody that had some answers that she needed to, that she had questions, and they were able to answer them. So if nothing more, she was able to be provided clarity in that time. And so hopefully we can pray for clarity in this time. All right, guys, God bless you. We'll see you over at church. Have a great day.